Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Tattva Dichatari.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivadadi Gaura Bhakta.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivadadi Gaura Bhakta.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare,
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन जमुना तीर वनचारि। 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 जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव 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 कुंज बिहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन यमुना तीर वनचारि। यशोदनन्दन व्रजनरञ्जन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की Hare Krishna. Thank you for inviting us on this very auspicious day. Today is Dwadashi, and yesterday was Ekadashi, so I'm sure everyone broke the fast today. It's very auspicious month, Falgun, that's still going on. In a few days' time, we'll have Purnima. So this entire month in Vrindavan Dham, there's a massive celebration. Yeah? In Vrindavan, they call it Faga. Fag means holy. The whole month, close to a month and a half, they celebrate Holi there. And it culminates on the day of Holi. Different dates, by days means they have the Holi of Barsana, the Holi of Gokul, Nandgaon, Mathura, and different temples in Vrindavan, they have different days of Holi. And the devotees, they particularly go this month there and stay there for a whole month, so they can just go from temple to temple and village to village and enjoy the month of Holi, Falgun. That's what it is. What? So when this opportunity came that we talk about some Shastra. See, my mind initially was that we'll talk about Valmiki Ramayana. And that's what we discussed initially. Then I thought, let's create a background first, that everyone knows that what the personality of Godhead is. And there is no other book that more emphatic on establishing this truth than Sri Isopanishad. So Isopanishad is part of Vedas. I'm sure many of you may have heard what Isopanishad or what the Upanishads are. So I have some PowerPoints here. So who understands what Vedas are? What's the purpose of Vedas and what Vedas are? Because whatever we're doing here, this is the deities and altar and everything, this is basically based on what is described in Vedas, Shastras. It is Sanatan, so we cannot change it. Yeah? Sanatan, eternal. So what is once established, the core principles cannot be changed. Details may change, but the principles, Siddhanta, they remain the same. Siddhanta we cannot change. So Vedas, so Vedas are basically the source of optimum, truthful, non-changing knowledge. It's a transcendental knowledge that comes not for human beings like us, but it comes from transcendence. It's a Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Godhead who established it. Yeah? And those are the basic principles of most of religions in the world. They are basically the same. The principles are the same, but the details change. Sometimes purpose may be blurred because things are not kind of conveyed, just like in our kind of Sanatana Dharma also, because this is age of Kali, where everything diminishes, everything goes down. Doesn't matter how hard you try, everything goes down. Yeah? Just imagine that our grandparents, they were so kind of religious, and they knew what the Brahma Muhurta was. In today's generation, the Brahma Muhurta concept is gone. No one understands what the Brahma Muhurta is. They're waking up before 4 a.m., taking bath, and then going to temple, having darshan of lordships. But that has become history. I look in my family, I think my dad and I'm the only one who knows, what the Brahma Muhurta is. Otherwise, the rest of the family, none. It's gone, more or less. So the transcendental knowledge only can come through Vedas. It can't come through any other ways. So transcendental knowledge is something that is not affected by time factor. Yeah? Because with time, everything decays. Everything gets old and disappears in time. Yeah? We're all just sitting here, a few minutes we got older. Yeah? Time doesn't stop. It's ticking. Every moment is so precious. Once gone, millions of pounds of billions. Steve Jobs said, they take my entire wealth, give me a few more days. And he was billionaire, one of the most important company ever created on this planet. When he was there, Apple. He said, couldn't buy. Not a fraction of a second. Yeah, forget about the years and things. But we jivas, we cannot create those things. Because we have defects in ourselves. And those defects are mentioned there. Yeah, do you agree? All 4 defects we have?
Yes.
Yeah? Our senses are imperfect. Yeah? Sometimes we believe that our senses are perfect and whatever I'm seeing and I'm kind of feeling or touching or tasting, everything is just perfect. The same taste no second person can perceive. Someone likes savories and someone likes sweets. Yeah? But the taste of the same sweet, no 2 person will perceive the same way. Yeah? But the transcendental knowledge, if we imbibe ourselves in that, we can experience the transcendental bliss that, what we call it, in the presence of divinity, Krishna, Rama. Our senses are imperfect. We have propensity to cheat. Big time. We kind of find cheaters in other people, but sometimes we have blind eyes that how we cheat ourselves. If we have tendency to cheat others, it's the person that's cheating, trying to cheat. That person is the biggest one. See, if I have a tendency to cheat, I'm a cheater myself. Yeah? It's not that we're cheating others, we're cheating ourselves. I think we said loud that I'm a cheater. If I have a tendency to cheat, must be I'm a cheater. There can't be 2 other ways. Yeah? So we point fingers to politicians, but who elected them? Us. Yeah? We are the cheater. What's the next one? Imperfect thing to talk about. Mistakes. We commit mistakes and we think, I'm perfect. I cannot commit mistakes. I never do mistakes. Don't we? Huh? We all. But we commit mistakes. And through mistakes, when you become older, you turn to 40s and 50s and 60s, we turn a bit wiser, not completely, a bit wiser. Because we turn only wiser once we have surrendered ourselves at the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because when being through all the tribulations of life in this creation, in this world, in our own life, if we don't come to conclusion, Atato Brahma Jigyasa, that my purpose of life is to surrender and inquire about Supreme Personality of Godhead, we are just 2-legged animals. That's what Shastric injunction, not mine. That's what the Shastras say, that we are no different than animals, are we? If we just focus on eating, sleeping, mating and defending, we are no different. If we don't break the cycle of life, the birth and death, and go back again in the cycle of 8,400,000 of life, our human life, what is meant for, has been wasted big time. Purposeless. There has to be purpose. Don't get entangled in anything else other than one focus. Ekoho Kurunandana, as Krishna says to Arjuna. That your focus should be only one-pointed, no other things. One-pointed focus. Sometimes we wonder that why I can't focus on Krishna, why I can't focus on Rama. We're so distracted because of these things. Well, we get illusion. We think that we are masters. So we were just coming today and there was a man with his dog. And I asked Radhanath Prabhu that who is the master here? And dog just pooped and he collected, which is a very nice thing to do because a lot of people they leave. But I asked him, who is the master here? Is the dog master or the man master? But the dog owner thinks that they are the owner, they are the master. But who is going behind him, doing all dirty works? The dog is the master. We can never be a master. We can never be a master. We may hold a post in my workplace. I may hold a post and some other things. But that post is there to deliver a bigger service, but not to get consumed that I'm the boss. Yeah? That's very easy to happen, that I'm the boss. And we get that crown in our head that yes, people should bow down to me. But that shouldn't be the purpose. Therefore, the true knowledge is that brings us to the conclusion that let us surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead. Next one. And that's the illusion we talked about, that we are the God. That's the biggest God. That's the biggest illusion, that we can be a master. Because we are the spirit souls, we were in the spiritual world, and the thought came, why am I serving Supreme Personality? Why could not I become a master? And there is no kind of place there. So it's thrown straight away here. Why? I think in the next few slides we'll talk about that. Why? And the next one, nature of Vedic authority. Yeah? So there are kind of three authorities we have by which we kind of gain knowledge. So there's Pratyaksha, yeah, Anuman and Shabda. Pratyaksha means the direct. That I'm eating sweet, that's the Pratyaksha, means direct realization, direct experience of something. Yeah? But many times we get it wrong. Yeah? So when we are in diseased state, if you eat sugar, it will taste bitter. But you're tasting sugar. But because you are ill, you can't taste the sweetness of it. Yeah? So Pratyaksha Praman, that I have seen something that may be wrong. Like we see the globe, sun. Yeah? We see the sun rays and we see the sun globe. Because our senses are imperfect, we cannot understand that how powerful sun is. We cannot even go near sun. We are so far distant, but when the temperature goes about 35, 40, we start to hide ourselves and start to have aircon and stuff. So our senses are imperfect. They can't perceive. They can't perceive. So Pratyaksha Praman, by what we depend so much in life, is not perfect way of acquiring knowledge. Then comes the speculation, isn't it? Speculation. Most of scientific knowledge is based on speculation. So we create a hypothesis first, and more than 90% of hypotheses are proven wrong. Only few get through and prove that if I add 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen, that gives us water. Yeah? But the same way, if we kind of add 2 hydrogen atoms and 2 oxygen, we won't get. We won't. So speculative knowledge you can never kind of vouch for. But the third one, Shabda, that through the authoritative channel, if something comes to us, then we can trust it. For example, in my profession, I travel a lot and go to attend conferences and all of that. We go there to hear out from other people what they have done. But that Shabda, means Shruti, can be in the form of written, can be in form of spoken, can be in the form of you reading something, or writing. But that's a Shabda Prama. And that's what the Vedas are. So Vedas are kind of proving facts. These are the facts. And they doesn't matter, whether it is Satyug, means the age of goodness, or the age of Kali Yuga, they remain static. So principles, siddhantas, they remain the same. What changes is details. Just like Srila Prabhupada, it's about 80 years ago, every devotees, they started chanting 64 rounds. because that was what Srila Prabhupada was doing. Then they came to Srila Prabhupada and said, we can't do it. Okay, Srila Prabhupada said, okay, why not 48? They still came back after a few days, no, we can't do it. Then Srila Prabhupada said, okay, now final, 32. And I came back again in 2 weeks' time saying, it's so difficult, we can't do anything, we fall asleep and all of that. Then Srila Prabhupada said, 16 and no less. So 16 rounds of chanting, what we do, the initiated devotees in ISKCON, that we do 16 rounds of chanting, and that's the minimum. That's not the maximum. That takes about 2 hours for me to do in the morning. So that's the minimum standard, that we must spend about 2 to 3 hours daily in our spiritual practice. I'm sure Prabhuji sitting here, he spends quite a long time here serving devotees, coming and helping them. By your grace, they have manifested here and they're being taken care of. Such a nice thing, isn't it? Such a great service he's offering. So as I said, their Sabda Pramana has to come through disciplic succession, parampara. What we can't have, that someone, in this age of Kali, we have a lot of self-made gurus. Yeah? They just, like mushrooms, they pop up and they start talking about, Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam and all of that. It should not be. So I'm a medical doctor. Yeah? I cannot just open a shop and whatever I want to do, I can do. No. I've been through very rigorous process, went through medical college, graduation, post-graduation and everything. Then people can trust me. Yes, this guy is authentic. If I go to this person, I will receive a proper treatment. You just cannot go to some, vegetable seller and ask them that I got pneumonia, give me treatment. Will you? No. You go to authentic person who can give the treatment. And same thing goes to lawyers or engineers, anyone that applies. So when it comes to spiritual knowledge, we must verify that what is the source of knowledge, what's the reference this guy is giving. Has he been through school? Because my school is Brahma Madhava Gaudi Sampradaya. Unbroken chain starting from Brahma and then to Madhavacharya, then coming to Gauranga Mahaprabhu and Srila Prabhupada through my Guru, and I'm disciple of my Guru. Unbroken chain completely. So when I'm sitting here and talking, there's a lot of responsibility behind that. I should not twist any words. Doesn't matter what. Yeah? That's the kind of weightage is there behind. And that's very important to feel that we are representing the whole parampara and we are representative of Sanatana Dharma. So should not do anything that's going to defame Sanatana Dharma or defame our parampara. Absolutely not. And only choose a guru who comes through these 4 disciplic successions. That's a Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, a Shri Sampradaya, and who is the 4th one? So Shri Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya. Who is the 4th one? Kumar Sampradaya. 4 Kumaras. Yeah, they were the first 4 children of Brahma. Yes, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar. Yeah, 4 of those. Yes, next slide we can go. So it has to come through disciplic succession. That's way. Okay? Structure of Vedas. I think a lot of confusion about the structure of Vedas, that what they are and what they do and what's the purpose. Yeah? The Vedas' purpose is only to bring us to the platform where we can surrender, accept being a dog. Yeah? Because dog, they're very surrendered soul. Now why do we love dog? Because their mental age is about 2.5 years old child. So they're not rebellious, that much, but they're still very lovable. And that's how we have to become. Trustworthy, surrendered, have love for Krishna in the heart, and not rebellious. Because rebellious nature is very, very disturbing, isn't it? Yeah. So 4 Vedas, that's mentioned there. Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, and Atharva Veda. There's a 5th Veda as well, isn't it? Ayurveda. But Ayurveda, which kind of Veda's part is Ayurveda? Anyone knows? I've not mentioned it there. Atharva Veda. So Ayurveda is part of Atharva. And then comes that every kind of Vedas, all 4, they're subdivided into 4. And that's how they're written down. So initially we had just 1 Veda. Only 1, not 4. But when it's at the cusp of when the Kali was about to start, Vedavyasji realized that in this age of Kali, the people are going to be manda, dull-headed. Yeah? I may be sitting here talking and you may think that I'm very intelligent. But I'm not. I'm dull-headed. I can memorize only a little bit. But before the Kali Yuga started, this age started, the entire Vedas people just memorized. Entire Vedas people memorized. So there was no written textbook. Just Shruti. Shruti means hearing. Everything was heard and they could remember. Here we have to go through again and again. What we ate this morning, we don't remember that. Yeah? So we're dull-headed. Our age is very small. That's why Vedavyas thought that these dull-headed people of Kali Yuga may not remember anything. And leaving such a vast Veda, they will never open it. So he divided that into 4. Then he gave the task to 4 rishis, 4 saints. And they further divided them into those 4 subdivisions. So Samhitas, Upanishads, Brahmanas, and Aranyakas. Those 4 divisions. So today we are just touching upon the first verse of one of the Upanishads, was the part of Veda. So this is not a book that just has come. This is the part of discipleship that's coming from Brahma, means Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He imparted this knowledge first to Brahma, then he passed on, and the Vedavyasji then he just distilled it down to us in a small fraction so we can understand. This book has about 12 verses only, so very easy to read. It takes lifetime for us to read Bhagavad Gita and understand even one shloka. That's how dull-headed we are. Okay? So let's recite together this verse and then we'll talk about more. Yeah? Let's do it together. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnad Purnadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Shall we do it again? It was nice, wasn't it? Let's do 3 times together. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnad Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnad Purnadudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Nice. Yeah. That's how they should be recited properly. Who is going to read this translation? I think someone from what? Do you want to read? Yeah. Translation, that's important bit. You can have my glasses.
The personality of Godhead is a perfect and a complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanation of him, such as his phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped to complete whole. Whatever is pursued on a complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he's a complete whole, even through so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Complete.
And who understood this verse? There's so much completeness there. Yeah? So much. Everything gone. And that's what the Vedas are. Yeah? Unless we sit down properly, break it into kind of sections, we won't understand. Let's move to next slide. So next slide, I have basically going to break it down slowly. हिंदी में भी चाहिए थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी
हमारे पास कुछ हैं अब हिंदी समझ तो उनको थोड़ा इंग्लिश में
ठीक है नहीं I will mix the Hindi and English definitely will do धन्यवाद थोड़ा थोड़ा हिंदी भी बात करेंगे नहीं yeah so Ari and Claire your name is Claire and Radhanath he knows a bit Hindi somewhat he says acha yeah Okay, we'll mix few things. Okay. So first to clear basic, then we'll go into detail of what is Purnam. Yeah? So, absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But there are kind of grade. So there are 3 levels of realization. Yeah? And there's so much confusion about it. So much confusion. That's why I put a picture there. So that hopefully makes some sense. I learned that picture from him. I copied. I couldn't find the exact picture you had. Yeah, so I asked for some help. Google. Then ChatGPT I've learned using from you. Oh, Krishna. Okay? So absolute truth can be realized in 3 steps. Just like we standing far away and looking at a mountain, it appears cloudy in the beginning, isn't it? Everything misty, things are not clear. When we go closer, things start to make sense a little bit. As we start to see trees and plants and all of that. Just like Himalayas. If you go and stand somewhere Rishikesh or top there, you see a mist there. When you go closer to Badrinath, Kedarnath, we start to see a bit of kind of Himalaya. But when you go to Himalayan, and go to Kailash, you see the real picture. What is Himalaya? From distance it looks fantastic. But when you go to Kailash, and if you don't have that much devotion, you will go crazy and want to run away because it is not for kind of faint-hearted people to go and live there. You need to be a yogi, that your senses are controlled, because we have lived always as people. But yogis, they live alone. Yeah? They live alone. So, one things are missed, that's the Brahman realization. Things are not very clear. Yeah? Just like sun rays. There is a bit of sunlight coming through that door. Yeah? The sunlight tells us that the sun is on the sky. But you don't see sun though. But sun rays there that tells us that there is sun out there. That's the Brahman. That's the effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we go there, if we merge into Brahman, that's eternal realization, Sat, part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes.
Do you pronounce it as in Brahmana or Brahma? Or
Brahman.
Huh?
Brahman.
Brahmana.
Brahman.
Brahman.
Brahman. Yeah.
What's the difference between Brahman and Brahma?
Brahma janat iti Brahmana.
Okay.
The person who knows Brahma is a Brahman. So most Brahmins are fake Brahmins because they don't know who the Brahman is. I also Shukla. So as per my kind of calculations, I come in the descendancy of Garga. So my Gotra is Garga. But do I know Brahman? I don't. I have little knowledge, but I don't know Brahman. It will be wrong for me to claim that I know Supreme Personality of Godhead, so I'm not Brahman. I shouldn't be claiming. Yeah? Brahma Janat iti Brahmana. Shudra Kalau Sambhava. In this age of Kali, इस कलयुग में केवल शूद्र पैदा होते हैं. ये भागवतम का वक्तव्य है. This is from Bhagavatam that in this age of Kali, only Shudras are born. By practice, we have a chance to become Brahman. Just like I went to medical college to become a doctor. Similarly, if someone wants to become Brahman, they have to go through the process. And that process is purification. To come to the platform of Brahma Janaditi Brahmana. Okay, so that's a Brahman. Brahman is just effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so people who read Vedas and Shastras and all of that, they going to merge in there. Then the next state of realization is Paramatma. Paramatma is within the heart we cherish. Yeah, Paramatma is there within our heart. And we can feel His presence once we start to kind of practice sadhana, bhakti. We come to a platform where we can start to feel His presence. Okay? So that's a Brahman. Things start to become clear. We look at the kind of in the sky and we can see the sun globe. But looking at the sun globe doesn't tell us that what's going on the planet sun. Yeah, does it? It gives very little information. It's just sun is huge, multiple times larger than the Earth. But what we see is small globe, and that's it. But going onto the planet sun and being there and observing and see what's going on there, that's the Bhagavan realization. So Bhagavan realization is the realization of your Sat, Chit and Anand. Yeah? So in Sat realization you are just there living eternally, but you're not happy. You don't have much knowledge, little bit. Okay? But when you come to Paramatma realization, we have knowledge and we have eternal realization. But when we come to Bhagavan realization, then in that case we have a complete understanding, complete realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. जब हमें भक्ति के द्वारा भगवान की प्राप्ति होती है, तब हमें सत्य चित आनंद, मतलब सनातन पूरा नॉलेज ज्ञान हो जाता है और आनंद की अनुभूति होती है, कंटिन्यूअस. That is Bhagavan realization. So, some people say that, that the Brahman realization is the supreme. But until, we have realized the Ananda part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will never be satisfied. We will never be satisfied. That's why it is important to, that's a very nice sanskar. This child had bowed down to the Lord. Fantastic.
And for long.
Yeah. Okay, let's move to the next. So metaphysics. Let's talk a bit of science. So metaphysics is part of philosophy, basically. That so I kind of broke down that verse, the translation of that verse into 6 points that's been discussed there. So the personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. Yeah? I think that we all accept. The personality of Godhead is completely perfect. All emanations coming from Him also complete. Yeah? Just like this world, this Brahman, this creation coming from Him, they're all perfect. They're all complete in itself. And for the purpose they are coming is also complete, perfect. There's nothing wrong. And sometimes we say that this world is so bad. I'm getting old, I'm getting diseased, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. That's how this world is designed. What else do you expect? This world is called Mrityu Sansara. The place where birth, death, old age and disease That's what is going to happen. It's wrong for us to search for happiness when this world is not designed for that. It's so hard to sink in our heart, isn't it? This world is not designed for happiness. What we perceive as happiness is when our misery is slightly less. Because we have not known what real bliss is. Yeah? हमें पता नहीं है कि जो एक संपूर्ण आनंद की अनुभूति होती है वो क्या है. अब जो हीरा नहीं जानेगा, जिसको हीरे की परख नहीं है, वो कंकड़ पत्थर को हीरा मान लेगा ना. People who have no understanding of what diamond is, they just find pebble and they will be happy with that. But diamond and pebble, there is vast difference. They're not the same. Their value is different. The iron and gold, yes, both are metal. सोना और लोहा दोनों धातु हैं, लेकिन दोनों में जमीन आसमान का अंतर है ना? There's vast difference between iron and gold. So that's the difference, is that all emanations from Him is also complete. Everything, what is coming out. This world is not designed for this purpose. If we come to terms that yes, this world is for me to get purified and go back home, go back to Krishna. Don't try to make it a permanent home. This is not. No one has made it. You will also not make it. I'm not trying to make you hopeless, but that's a reality. One of the seventh kind of wonders, one of the wonders that Yudhishthira Maharaj was asked by Daksha is that, what is the most wondrous thing you can think of? And he said that I'm seeing that people are dying around, but we never think that I may be the next one to die. हम सभी को पता है मृत्यु आने वाली है. हम सभी को पता है अगर ये शरीर रहेगा तो बीमारी आएगी ही आएगी, and 100%. But we have this kind of illusion that I will not be the next one. कि बीमारी अब फिर मृत्यु मुझे नहीं आने वाला और नहीं मेरे रिलेटिव्स को आएगी. I'm immune. And that's the biggest problem we have, that we don't want to accept this. There is death for this body. Na hanyate hanyamane sharire. But there is no death for the soul. Soul is eternal. Atato Brahma Jigyasa. When we come to this platform, that we understand that I'm the soul, not this body, all the miseries automatically they dissipate. Yeah? The verse is that from childhood we come to kind of younghood and we grow old and then die. But this cycle doesn't end with death. It carries on. As the clothes, they become old, we discard them, and we feel happy for getting a new one. No one ever kind of being miserable getting a new clothes. Yeah? Similarly, when the time comes to leave this body, we should be happier. That is, I'm going to get a newer body, new kind of covering for us. We should feel happy, not miserable about it. But once we come to this understanding, you become equiposed. And in that state, you can really perceive what we call happiness, bliss. That's a true happiness. Other than that, it's just a flick of happiness, switch off, gone. The phenomenal world is perfectly equipped as a complete whole. This world is perfectly equipped to deal with what it is meant for. Yeah? Just like jail. The jail is made where people who have committed crime, they go to repent, hopefully repent. But they also have kind of mechanism there to bring them to educate them and reform them and make them nice people. Come out and be a normal kind of person in the society. They can work, they can have family as well. But the jail is not meant for where you can go and have a life. That's for reform. Similarly, this world is for reform. And that's the purpose of this world. इस संसार का जो नियम है वो यह है कि यहाँ जो कोई भी आता है वो सुधरने के लिए आता है, यहाँ अपना घर बसाने के लिए नहीं. उसको जाना ही जाना पड़ेगा सभी को. The whatever is produced from the complete whole is complete. So we are kind of production. So we are produced of that complete whole. So our Atma is also complete. And we'll talk about that, why we are unhappy, why we're not incomplete in this world. Next slide. Even though countless complete units emanate from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He remains fully complete and unchanged. If I remove my arm, correct, I will not be complete then, isn't it? But my Atman is complete. That's what I'm real. That's what me real. So my real personality is Atma. But Supreme Personality of God, doesn't matter how many, that's the metaphysics is. How many emanations from Him comes, everything is complete, plus He remains complete. He doesn't become less than what He was before. Divine completeness is never diminished by expansion. His divinity is never diminished. He remains perfectly with all 64 gunas, the qualities that Lord Krishna has. All 64. Yeah? There's so many emanations, so many expansions from Lord Krishna in the form of Vishnu and Lord Shiva and so forth and so many. But He remains complete. Any questions here? Any comments? Anyone like to make? Emanation without diminution. So that's what we talked about. That the spiritual realm is internal. That's a Vaikuntha Loka. है ना, वैकुंठ लोक का पता है सभी को? ठीक है, वैकुंठ लोक है, फिर ये संसार है, मटेरियल वर्ल्ड है. उसके बाद आता है इंडिविजुअल सोल, जो हम लोग हैं. हमारा जो है वो मार्जिनल एनर्जी है. So it's divided into three. That's spiritual, material, and then we come. That's Tatastha Sakti. That's marginal potency. We have a tendency to fall down, and we have capacity to go upwards. Urdhva Gachanti. That Krishna talks in the 12th chapter. That's up to us. The material world is temporary. This body, so whatever is material, our body is made of material, that's also temporary. Yeah, everything. Our ego is temporary as well. So don't think that your ego is going to stay forever. In human life, we have bigger ego. When you go to animal life, you are kicked and punched. You're born as a dog in India, your ego is diminished. But if born as a dog in this country, very nicely looked after. Yeah? Your ego is pampered. Very different. But you don't know, what country you're going to become a dog as. Do you? You've done a good karma, you're born in the UK. Be a nice dog. You don't have to go to education, no work, get food, get washed. Yes? Yeah. And be the master as well. Do nothing and be the master. Isn't it? What a life. Yeah. But dogs in my village, back home in India, they aren't allowed to enter the house. They sit outside, they're given some food, that's it. Yeah. Okay? So this is called non-zero metaphysics. That everything, whatever is created, the energy as a whole and everything. Yeah? So whatever this world has energy, let's say kind of 10. Doesn't matter how many kind of life cycles this universe goes, the energy will remain 10 throughout. It has potential to transform Just like water gets transformed into ice. Yeah? But energy can be transformed, but it can't be diminished or can't be increased. It remains the same. The whole universe is like that. Okay? And everything, people say that, can you show me the proof that God exists? Well, now why don't we give a proof that you make something that can operate automatically, continuously, without any repair, without anything? There is always an operator. Similarly, this universe is created and there is an operator behind, and that operator is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, God. Clear? Cosmic identity, false ego. That's the big one. False ego. And so there is true ego, that's why we call it false ego. There is true ego. And true ego is that I'm servant of the servant of the servant of the servant. Gopi Pada Kamaliyor Das 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 Anudas. That's our real identity. But we falsely claim to be master. And that's the biggest problem we have. Office, homes, go anywhere. There's constant battle. Who is the bigger boss? Who is the bigger boss? If we just start taking the lower position, our house will become fantastic. Our offices and workplaces become fantastic. But there's battle of ego constantly. Yeah? And this was the first ingredient when we fell from the Vaikuntha Loka. This is the first ingredient that interacted with the Mahattattva. That's the kind of material energy. And ego interacted, and through ego, everything else was created. There are Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Yeah? Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. From Sattva comes mind, intelligence, false ego, and Prakriti. Prakriti is material nature. Yeah? And also comes Gyanendriyas. That's ears, skin, eyes, and the rest of it. Just Gyanendriya. Gyanendriya is basically knowledge acquiring senses. Through them we acquire knowledge. Yeah? Ears, nose, and the rest of it. Yeah? Then comes Rajas, Ahankara. Thus Karmendriya means action performing senses. Action performing senses. So those are speech, we talk, we taste. Yeah? And hands, legs, anus, and genitals. Then comes tamas, gross elements. They are tamasic. So ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Then they have subtle elements as well. So the way kind of we interact is sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Yeah? We perceive the world through these senses.
So, sorry, subtle elements are connected with the Gyanendriyas?
Yes, everything is interconnected. Everything is. So these are 24. Total 24. And it's quite confusing. And we need an entire class devoted to explaining everything and interconnect. We don't have that much time. Yeah? But we'll possibly organize at some point to discuss all 24 elements and how they are interconnected. Okay? And how we can kind of transform from tamas to rajas to sattvic. Okay? So you can utilize the lower energies to climb up to the higher energy to come to sattvic and purify our sattvic, and most importantly, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Yeah? And that's possible to do it. By what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting whenever you have time. Yeah? Why do we experience incompleteness? Why do we experience? Because we want to be complete, aren't we? But we are never complete. Yeah? As a child, we want toys, we always had want. Because we always feel incomplete. When you grow up, you want to have family, you want to have children, yeah, you get married, you have parents, still incomplete. Buying houses, cars, we keep changing, buying phones, we constantly have this kind of chase to become complete. But it's never done. Never done. Lost child. Point. And that's the key here. That we are lost. We don't belong to this world. We don't belong here. We get embroiled ourselves into, get attachments and get so forth and so many things. But we don't belong here. We belong somewhere else. We are lost in this material world. हम यहाँ पर खो गए हैं, है ना? और ढूंढ रहे हैं कि हमारी फैमिली यहाँ मिल जाए. Now we try different things. Never complete. It will never be. No one has achieved this. People who conquered the entire world, they were not happy. They were not complete. There was one conqueror who went to Vrindavan, and he found a sadhu. He asked, and because he saw the sadhu, he was completely blissed out, and he had nothing. He just had a kamandalu, and that's it. The conqueror asked him, how could he be so happy? I'm the conqueror. I have all the rich. I can do anything in the world. And sadhu just replied, because you're not satisfied with what you have, you'll never be happy. Never be happy. And unless we make attempt to go back home, back to Godhead, we will never be happy. Doesn't matter how hard we try. Yeah? And those are kind of, we fall into illusion that we think that we are God, we are independent. We are never. We are always and always dependent. There is no point in life you can be independent. Never. That's just impossible. It just doesn't happen. And that's why we always remain dissatisfied. Unless we connect ourselves with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we will always remain incomplete. We have to connect. And there's a telephone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the number. Dial and connect. Very simple, you can chant anytime, anywhere. Yeah? And restoration of completeness. And this is the process of restoring ourselves, connecting. Yeah? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam. Yeah? So that's the way we can connect. So Shravanam means hearing. Hear. What? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is what we got to do. This is the darling number. Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Vishnu Smaranam. Shravanam and Kirtanam, they're the same. When we Shravan, it's the Kirtan. Reading Shastras is Shravan and also Kirtanam. Chanting Mahamantra is Shravanam and Kirtanam. Smaranam. Smaranam is also kind of thinking about pastimes of Lord in our heads. When we have like family, children, talk to them and read them pastimes of Krishna, Rama. And then comes Padasevan, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. That's the further stages of Bhakti that we kind of purify ourselves, and slowly we come to the point where we start to have a relationship. Yeah? And that's what we're looking for, isn't it? We're looking for a permanent relationship that we can trust, we can have faith, and that can last forever. But we never find one unless we reach to this point. Yeah? That we can have relationship. The reason we are looking for relationship in this world, because we have a relationship with God in the spiritual world. That's why our desire, this incessant desire to continuously looking for a relationship that we can ठहर जाओ, है ना? We can relax. Until that point, just punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi jatari janane shayanam. This pursuit of birth, old age, disease will continue. This is not to kind of, dissuade people from pursuing the material happiness. Yes, in this world you need to have some comfort to do that. But know the real, what is finally going to make us satisfied, happy, and make our life successful. And then only we can experience fulfillment. So we need to have hearing, siddhi. We have to have knowledge. Yes, we read Shastras and service. Like Prabhu is doing, he's sitting here, he is kind of facilitating everything. And that kind of service we need to grab. If you come to Mandir, come to temple, ask for some service. What can you do? Don't just come and have darshan and disappear after taking prasad. Offer, what can we do? And that's what every other people are doing. Yeah? Offer your service. That's how we expand, isn't it? Offer service. Like he invited us here, he did his service to give us this opportunity to give class. Next one. I think that's it. That's the last final slide. So the Supreme is eternally complete. Creation is complete as his emanation. The living beings going to be completeless, going to be incomplete until we come to this point that we connect ourselves with the powerhouse. It's fantastic, this mic is fantastic, it's working fantastic, isn't it? Why? It may be from the best company, yeah? It may be that we may have very sophisticated knowledge, body, house, riches and everything, but until this mic is connected to the power socket, it will remain unhappy, incomplete. And the purpose of this mic is to make noise, not to just sit there in the box and sleep. Yeah? That's the purpose. But until I connect this to power socket, the purpose of this mic remains incomplete. And that's what we got to do, that our consciousness, our chetana, हमारी चेतना को सुप्रीम चेतना, जो सर्वस्व चेतना है, supreme consciousness, super consciousness, we have to connect. जब तक उससे connection नहीं होगा, we will never, never and never be satisfied. It's just impossible. We are seeing what's happening in media, Epstein files. This guy was rich. Yeah? Now a lot of names coming out, isn't it? So compared to us, they were supremely rich. But were they happy? They were not happy. Yeah? So we're seeing around, and we must learn from these examples. The people who have riches, have fame and name and beauty and everything, are they happy? Then why are we wasting our time following them? They're not happy. They're wrong role models. We have to become our own role models. That I have to improve myself what I was yesterday. At least one little person, one little amount. We must try. And that's important to do. We have to compete with our own consciousness. Let us make a little more effort today. Let's make more effort today. And that can only bring to the point of sam siddhim haritoshana. Unless we come to this point where we can feel completely satisfied. Our desire and want, if I get, I'm happy. If I don't get, I'm also happy. Yeah? Any questions?
I think we all know this, but it's just self-realization what requires.
Yes. The reason, yeah, you're right. So the reason we all have come here in the Mandir, because we know that there's Supreme Personality there. I'm a little Anu, drop, and there's Vibhu, Supreme Personality. Vibhu. We are Anu. We come here. But make little more effort. You have to do something about it. Just by coming here as inert, without much action, it will not result much, isn't it? And this human form of life is so valuable, so important that you can achieve so much to transcend the boundaries of this creation and go back. That's very real. That can be done. That can be achieved. But Usaha, Nishchaya and Dhairya. We need a bit of enthusiasm. We need a bit of determination and Sankalpa. Dridha, Nishchaya. Yeah? It's doable. It's doable. In a professional life, in a household life, just add little to that. We don't have time to sit down and chant like I do, 16 rounds of chanting here. Then, so you're driving to work, you can do what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very easy. Just connect. Just connect. Make your car as a temple. Make your house as a temple. Every household should be a temple. Every car you drive into work, your body itself is a temple. There's Paramatma, there's Atma living in the body. Make it happen. The very point. Yeah, very well. That we all know this, but we got to take little effort to move forward. Anyone has any doubts, questions? Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice to come here. It's how you deal with daily what you faced with challenges in life. Being part of Grahastha Ashram, you have lots of challenges comes all the way. Is there, and how you deal with it is, I'm getting older now, and I'm moving towards God, but there is your responsibility towards your family.
Yes.
You cannot just teach all the time and you have to look after them.
No.
Then you got external, we all know, our extended families cannot be the best people to be around.
Yes.
How do you deal with them without feeling angry about it? Without you feeling in your mind you want to say something but you hold back? It's extremely hard. But
Yes,
I know chanting is helping.
Yes.
Is you're facing that all the time, and then I'm not working now, working out all the time, but it's still in the workplace for people. There are our colleagues and our bosses who are the tigers in this world, who are continuously sort of they got we are in their hands basically because we want a job, so we have to put on the guitar here for many years, like all of us we have. So you don't say anything, but how do you overcome? How do you deal with it when this throwing things at you at that moment? How do you, without saying it, and stay calm and move away from it and deal with it, with that emotions that go on up there and bring it down?
You asked a very profound and very important question. Arjuna was in the same dilemma. He wanted to give up and go. But Krishna chastised, Kudastukasmadamidam, how this impurity has come up. And Krishna reminded Arjuna that we have a duty to perform. We cannot run away from our duties. Yeah? कोई माता है, कोई पिता है, किसी के पास बच्चे हैं, जॉब है, वो हमारी जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है उसको बहुत अच्छे ढंग से निभाना है. We can do the same job as being servant of Krishna and dovetailed everything. सब कुछ भगवान के लिए करना है. हमें कुछ भी ऐसा नहीं करना है जो गलत हो. हमें ऑनेस्टी और इंटेग्रिटी के साथ सारा काम करना है. We don't have to run away. With 100% honesty and integrity. People are looking for kind of candidates who can be 100% honest and with 100% integrity. Very rare to find this kind of people. But being a Krishna conscious person, being a devotee, that becomes your responsibility to become a role model. Yeah? Arjuna wanted to run away and Krishna chastised. He said no. And whatever is happening in our life, the set of parents we got, set of children we got, set of kind of problems we got, set of illnesses going to come, if not have already come. They are all because of our own karma. No one can point a finger even to you if it is not destined to you. The day will come, we will come to peace, the day we start blaming others for our own problems. Yeah? That we always find someone to blame. Always find relatives, children, family, parents, always have someone to blame. But it will really be very nice if we come to understanding that these are my set of karma and the set of kind of mindset I've been born, and this is what me is. Yeah? And no one to blame. And I have to uplift myself from here. Illnesses will come. The problems will come. काजल की कोठरी में रह के काजल से क्यों डरना? ये संसार काजल की कोठरी है. काजल लगेगा.
Can you explain that? Kajal is the...
Yes.
It's not what you put
in the eyes.
So can you repeat that again?
We live in this world. That is samsara. Samsara means that we're going, if we are born, then disease and old age are inevitable part of this life. If you're growing old, we'll get illnesses and we'll get incapacitated, disabled. That's the part of karma. Once we come to know that this is going to happen to me, the half the battle is won. That you accept this is coming, this is going to happen to me, half the battle is won. Yeah? Acceptance is the biggest problem. We always have desire to have no illness, no problem. My family should be the best. There should be no fight, no arguments, nothing. Just not going to happen. It's going to be there. But if we do things with maturity, if we do things with 100% honesty and integrity, we'll be fine. Be compassionate to each other. If you're living as a couple, be compassionate. Help out each other. But the set of problems that we have, this world is designed for that. I'll tell you a story of Bhakta Swami Maharaj. He was one of the sannyasis. His body was riddled with cancer. And he has melanoma. All over he has cancer. So his cancer has gone to bones and everywhere. Immense pain. And you know what he said? My life can't be any better. He was so blissful, so happy, because he was connected to the Supreme constantly all the time. And he said, I wouldn't kind of swap my life for anything. He was constantly immersed in chanting. He was so happy, blissed out completely. His external pain, the bodily discomfort did not bother him. Absolutely blissful. And it is not that he could only kind of get it. We all have potential to be on the same platform what he was on. It is the way we perceive this world. If we perceive this world to be real and this is going to give me happiness or pleasure, then misery is bound to happen. But if we take this world as this world is made for this, and come to terms with it, the half the battle is won. And improve ourselves. But we got to do something about it. If you are experiencing miseries, there must be a way out. We have to find that hole. Yeah, we have to find that door, window, knock. And that door is wrong. It's like bhool bhuliya. It's a, but you're lost in this kind of world and not knowing where the door is, where the window is to open. Yeah? Om Ajnana Timrandasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya Chakshurmritan Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvai Namaha. You have to find that person who can tell us where the door is, where the window is. Yeah? You have to find that person who can help us. The material problems can't be solved with material tools. It's impossible. If you have an illness, you require antibiotic, not the bacteria going in there. Yeah? Hopefully that helps. Yeah. I have 3-4 minutes. Any questions? Okay. Time for prasad or a bit of kirtan? Bit of kirtan? Okay. Let's do a bit of kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. 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 Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai 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 Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath Rama, Gopinath Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Gopinath Rama, Gopinath Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe Radhe. Jaya Radha Raman Radha, Raman Radhe. Jaya Radha Raman Radha, Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Jaya Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Jaya 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 Radhe Radhe. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories assembled devotees. All glories, Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga. Namo Vishnu.